Here we have a SAT math problem. Okay, let's go to the question. The function f is defined by f of x equals to ax square plus bx plus to c, where a, b, and c are constants. The graph of y equals to f of x is a parabola, where f of negative 11 equals to f of negative 1. If b is an integer less than negative 3, what is the greatest possible value of a plus to b? Okay, here we have a quadratic function in standard form, that is f of x equals to ax square plus bx plus to c. When we have a quadratic function in standard form, there is a formula to get the x coordinate of the vertex of the parabola. So that is x equals to negative b over 2a. So this negative b over 2a represents the x coordinate of the vertex. Okay, now let me consider this stuff. That is y equals to f of x. That is f of x represents the value of y. Now let's consider this f of negative 11 and f of negative 1. Both of them are values of y and both of them are equal. And this negative 11 and this negative 1 are the values of x. Let me write the stuff over here. X equals to negative 11 and x equals to negative 1. So that is the value of y we get when x equals to negative 11. The value of y when x equals to negative 1 are equal. In a parabola, for two different values of x, when we have the same value of y, then the average of those two values of x must be equal to the x coordinate of the vertex. Here for these two different values of x, we have the same value of y. So the average of these two values of x must be equal to the x coordinate of the vertex. Okay, now let me get the average of these two x values. For that we have to add these two values and divide by 2. That is negative 11, negative 1 divided by 2. That is equal to negative 12 divided by 2. That is equal to negative 6. So this negative 6 represents the x coordinate of the vertex. Already we got the x coordinate of the vertex, that is negative b over 2a. So this one and this one, both of them represent the same stuff, that is x coordinate of the vertex. So we can equate them. Then we get negative b over 2a equals to negative 6. Now let me multiply both sides of the equation by 2a. Let me do it. Then this 2a will cancel. Then I'm getting negative b equals to negative 6 times 2a is negative 12a. Let me divide both sides of the equation by negative 12 to solve for a. Okay, let me do it. Then this negative 12 will cancel out. Negative will cancel out. I'm getting b over 12 equals to a. Okay, here I have solved for a in terms of b. Now, let's consider this stuff a positive b, because our aim is to get the greatest possible value of a positive b. Okay, now let me write a positive b. Okay, here for this a, we can plug in b over 12. Let me write it. Positive b. Okay, here we had a fraction and an integer. Whenever I want to do addition or subtraction between a fraction and an integer, I have to multiply the integer part by the denominator of the fraction. Once I'm done with this multiplication, I can take this existing denominator as a common denominator. Okay, b positive, b times 12 is 12b. Now we can take 12 as a common denominator. Then I'm getting b positive 12b equals to 13b. That is 13b divided by 12. Okay, here I got the value of a positive b. In terms of b, there is 13b over 12. Okay, now let me consider this particular piece of information. That is b is an integer less than negative 3. So b is an integer less than negative 3. Let me draw a number line. Let me take negative 3 over here, negative 4, negative 5, negative 6, negative 7. Okay, here b is less than negative 3. That is negative 3 is not included. We can consider any integer value less than negative 3 for b. So that is we can consider negative 4, negative 5, negative 6, negative 7. All of them are integer values. All these integer values we can consider for b, because all these integer values are less than negative 3. Okay, now we can write another inequality for the value of b from this discussion. That is b is less than or equal to negative 4. That is b is an integer which can be equal to negative 4 or less than negative 4. Okay, now let me multiply both sides of this inequality by 13, because here we have 13b. Okay, when I multiply both sides by 13, I am getting 13b equals to negative 52. That is negative 4 times 13 is negative 52. Now let me divide both sides of this inequality by 12, because here we have 12 in denominator. And for this 13b over 12, we can write a positive b, because a positive b and 13b over 12, both of them are equal. So instead of this, we can write a positive b. Then we get a positive b less than or equal to negative, and we can simplify this one. That is both 52 and 12 have the greatest common divisor. 4 goes into 12 3 times, and 4 goes into 52 13 times. We get negative 13 over 3. So here a positive b is less than or equal to negative 13 over 3. That is the value of a positive b can be equal to negative 13 over 3, or it has to be less than negative 13 over 3. Or we can get this one in decimal. Okay, let me get the decimal value of this negative 13 over 3. that is negative 4.333 keeps going. Therefore, the greatest possible value of a positive b is negative 13 over 3 or negative 4.333. It's a long decimal.